So hello guys, welcome back to my channel, and finally I'm driving the all-new 2022 Chevrolet Tracker. I've been actually wanting to test drive, review this since December. Disclaimer, I've already driven this because after my BMW X3 review, I literally went straight here and drove it, but I couldn't film it just yet. And after driving the Tracker, LT Redline variant by the way, I thought I needed to feature it on my channel. I mean, I kinda love it. So I have a cool story with it. Later, I'll explain that story later during the drive. Also, first impressions, exterior. This is probably, in my opinion only, one of the best looking subcompact crossovers in its class. I mean, I remember there was an auto deal poll of which is the best looking subcompact crossover. I actually was one of the few hundreds, or I'm not sure, around 100 people who voted on the Tracker. I'm not sure, but I kind of get it that everyone says it looks like a baby Camaro. I mean, for me, I see just a little bit of resemblance, but the Tracker has its own unique look, and I like it for that. I'll be featuring both variants because why not? I kind of little bit leaning more to the LT Redline variant because of the red accents on the alloy wheels. The black bow ties actually looks really good. I mean, the gold bow tie, yes, the classic golden bow tie of the Chevy badge is also cool, but there's just something I like with the black bow tie. I am currently sitting here inside of the Tracker LS variant. What I'll be driving is the Tracker LT Redline variant, the one I actually like. But there's something else I like with this LS variant. I'll get to it in a bit. Actually, the exterior wise, I will pick the LT Redline variant. Unlike this Tracker LS variant, you get red accents on the side mirror. This one's just body colored. Also, nice addition for the Tracker badge in the back. The LS is only chrome, but the LT Redline has red accents around it. Also, not much chrome on the LT Redline variant compared to this LS variant. I'm not big a fan of a chrome, but at least the LS variant doesn't have too much chrome in it, at least. Also, ground clearance is 161 millimeters. Not the highest, but of course it's high enough. I went to around here in Centris a few months ago, drove it, went to over big humps with ease. And also, just realized this is gonna be the first time I'm gonna review around Centris that is not a BMW. Before I get through the interior here of the LS variant, I'll tell you and show you what the differences are between the LT Redline and the LS variant. So, engine is the same throughout. It's a 1-liter turbocharged 3-cylinder engine that produces 116 horsepower and 175 newton meters of torque. Yeah, also why I wanted to review this because on how it drives. From the exterior, the difference between this LS variant and the LT Redline variant, I already mentioned it. The side mirrors, the chrome bits right around the grille, the red accents throughout the car, the wheels. So, but more differences are from the exterior. The LS has an halogen multifocal reflector lights. The headlamps of the LT Redline is LED. Actually, they're all LED, but at least the DRLs of this LS van is still LED. Also, the tail lamps, this one's bulb. The LT Redline is LED. And also, being the LS van, this does not have a panoramic sunroof. Bummer. But for what this is, the base variant, it's kinda okay for me. I like the interior of the LT Redline because it's jet black right around the dashboard and door trim and the seats, and there's red stitching throughout. But this one here in the interior, I'll show you also in a bit. This one's jet black and there's hints of blue. So no matter what color you get, it's all blue. Actually, it looks really nice in here. And then the driver information console, the digital display in the middle. The one in the LT Redline is colored. This one's monochromatic. But you still have the same information. The trip, fuel range, economy, so on and so forth. Also, you only can get the blue Tracker that actually looks nice for this LS variant. It's not available for the LT Redline variants. But you can still get the red, what I'll pick, for the LS variant. The climate control in the LT Redline is automatic. This one is manual. For the LT Redline, you have mirror on each side of the sun visor. But for here in the LS variant, you only get it here in the passenger side where I'm sitting. Yeah, it's a bit weird doing this walk around here from the passenger seat anyway. But still the same infotainment throughout, but little lack of convenience with the LS variant. You don't get passive entry, push start stop, ignition, and the luggage compartment cover. The tonneau cover, you don't get that here in the LS variant. You kind of need that, to be honest. Lastly, so the boot space throughout the lineup, you have 390 liters of space, and then when you fold the seats down, it's 845 liters of space. But here's the interesting bit. I asked this to Miss Hazel before, the manager of Chevrolet Centris. Thank you again for letting me review this. So what is this folded to roof figure? So the folded to roof figure means is actually the maximum allowable capacity, like as in stacked up. If you're like transferring house, you like all the stuffs all the way here on the ceiling. That's what I understood only. So the LT Redline folded to roof capacity is 1,278 liters, and then for this LS brand, it's 1,294 liters of space. So just a little bit more. So yeah, that's just the main differences between the LT Redline and the LS brand. So I'll showcase a bit in the interior later before I have a dive with the LT brand. So let's focus here first with the LS variant. And at the same time, I want to feature this LS variant because there are not much reviews of this base variant. Okay, when you fold the seats down, I noticed there's a seat belt holder here. So when you fold them back up, the seat belt won't get hit in here on the side. And you still have ISOFIX anchor points on each side of the seat. Not bad door stud. Here in the door card, yes, there's plastic here and there, but at least for this LS variant, as you can see, the leather here, the soft touch is blue. I like it. But in the LT Redline, right there, this one is black and then red stitching. You have your standard window switches. Here is plastic here and there. It's fine. And then you have a bottle holder and then cubby space on each side of the door. Same with the speaker setup. There's a lot of texture on the speaker. And then here on the left side, surprisingly, there's no buttons here whatsoever. There's just only a lever for opening the hood. It's just a clean look, no blank buttons here and there, nothing. Actually, there's a nice design here from the door that touches around from the dashboard. That's actually a nice touch. And then here on the left side, as I said, it's blank here. You have a silver trim here around the air conditioning vent. It's wide. Yeah, it's hard plastic, but at least gives a nice aesthetic. Plastic here and there. I can forgive it since it's a subcompact crossover. Yeah, steering wheel, blank here on the left side. And then right side of the steering wheel, you have, I'm not sure what this is, if it's for the infotainment system here or for the digital display there in the middle. Sorry, monochromatic for this one. And then buttons here for your phone. I don't mind the steering wheel. I mean, yeah, it's hard, it's girthy, but it's fine. Kinda understand now, having watched a lot of reviews. Yes, the stitching here is fine, but around here, the stitching just a little bit rough. It's still not bad, it's just noticeable. Yeah, and here, being an LS brand, you have gold bow tie here, and then yeah, silver trim here. And then we move here to the center. We have an 8-inch Chevrolet MyLink infotainment system that supports only Apple CarPlay, but there's still Bluetooth MirrorLink if you're one for Android users like me. And then I'll also demo this later. They're the same in the LT Redline variant and this LS variant. I just realized the silver trim starts from here and then goes through the steering wheel to around the digital instruments up to here. Okay, that's actually a nice design. Then here in the center console, you have one blank button here. And like both variants, this is how you lock the doors, which is a little bit weird and it might take time to get used to. Because I also got confused when I drove the LT Redline for the first time last December. Just something to take note only. Just simple layout here. I'll know if this is a blank button, the LT Redline. And then here you have your button for your electronic stability control and then your auto start stop function. And then you have your manual knobs here for your climate control, and below the switches you have two USB ports, one aux cord and one 12-volt socket, and then cubby space. Okay, enough for my phone. Okay, not too bad. Wait, I'll remove this. Excuse me, I'll put it back. So gear lever, there's a little bit of soft touch, I think, but it's nicely padded here. Silver trim here, gloss black. The manual mode is actually here. Typical American car. I already experienced this before with a very large pickup truck. And then glove box, it's narrow but that's really wide, so it's decent. And then more stuff here. We have your manual handbrake, two cup holders, enough for my water jug, card slots here. It's actually a lot, you can fit a lot of cards. And then central glove box. How do you open? Oh, push. Oh, okay, it's decent. It's deep enough. And yes, being the LS variant, I love the blue leather here, and on the seats you can see that much is wrapped in plastic. Nice bolstering here, you won't fly around. I've driven it like crazy as well before. And then above here you have for your lights. No idea what this is for. I assume in other markets there's probably functions here. This one's just blank. And then visor. Being the LS variant, there is no mirror here, but there's a ticket clip at least. Nope, they don't extend. So that's pretty much here in front. Simple layout. And I'll show you the back. Okay, I think this Chevrolet Tracker is not the best, but probably one of the best door tags I've heard in its class. I mean, that sounds really solid. I'm impressed. Anyway, continuing here in the door, same setup. No, different now. Here in the back, there's no more blue texture, unlike in the front. It's just all black. Plastic here, yeah. I mean, it's all plastic. But at least the speaker here still has the texture. And cubby space and a bottle holder on each side of the door, at least. Unlike some of its competition. And then sitting here in the back, leg room, feet room is impressive. That's not my diving position, by the way. And then headroom. Okay, pretty decent headroom. I mean, have like around 5 inches, 6 inches of space. Very spacious here in the back. Yeah, not much toys here little in the back. There's no seat pockets whatsoever. You only get 2 USB ports here in the center, but at least there is no air conditioning vents, not even a central armrest. But at least the seats here in the second row, it still continues the blue leather part, and then the maong type here in the middle. I like that. Yeah, and then if you sit here in the middle, the transmission tunnel is only about that high. It's not that wide as well, so it won't be in the way that much. You can even put your feet up if you want. Yep, the headroom now, despite being a little bit more elevated now in the middle seat, there's still about that much headroom, just a little bit eaten up. Sitting here in the middle, yeah, it's a little bit harder than sitting in the normal seats, but I'd be happy to sit here in the middle. It's still soft enough. So that's pretty much it. I will showcase now the LT Redline before we have a drive. So this is the Tracker LT Redline. I love it already, and as you can see, you can tell already, this has the dynamic LED design. Unlike the LS variant, it's halogen, and then the black wheels, the red accent, as I said. Same with here, the side mirror. This red is so lovely, and being the LT Redline now, you have a panoramic sunroof. Unlike the LS variant, this is only black now. Unlike the LS variant, this one has red stitching at least, but at least it still has the maong type here in the seat. And unlike the LS brand, this has a central armrest with 2 cup holders. There's also little flimsy grips around it, drawing on the size of cup. And then we move here to the back, and as I said, the red accent on the badge. And unlike the LS variant now, this has a tonneau cover. It's very thick. I don't know why they removed it from the LS variant, but if it's a cost-cutting measure, it's fine. Same here and there. Even underneath, you have a space saver donut type there. Then we moved here to the front. Show you inside. And here in the LT Redline now, there's a color display here, unlike the monochromatic in the LS variant. Yeah, but it's still here in the door. It's black now with the red stitching. Soft pad here and there. It's still the rough-ish stitching here on the side of the steering wheel, but it's not noticeable if you don't put your hands here that much. Keyless entry. Put it here. And yes, sadly, it's still blank button here, whatever this is for. And then here, the infotainment system. Let's play with it. Turn off the music before I get copyrighted. Yeah, you only have Apple CarPlay, but surprisingly, it's responsive and crisp. I mean, look at that. That's actually alright. Yeah, not much to play here, but let's try the reverse camera. Okay, it's not the best, but at least it's still decent enough. So weirdly enough, the adjustments here for the displays, either with this menu button and then from here from the stock. So not much to play around. Yeah, it's a bit behind, but it's alright. So with that let's go for a dive. So driving the all-new 2022 Chevrolet Tracker. Actually, it's so good to be back. I've driven this 3 months ago, like after the BMW X3 review, and yes, I can say I still love it. So, okay, let's get the bad stuff out of the way. Okay, finally, a lot of complaints before we review, not just me and some fellow car automotive journalists and some customers as well. The brakes have finally been addressed. It was a bit spongy than usual. Wait, hold on. Here's a hump. Okay, it's not bad. You can feel the suspension is a bit firm, but it's not too bad. Okay, going back to the brakes. It wasn't as spongy as before. It's like when you step on it, it's just literally air and there's nothing. And then when the next bite, it's just full on stop, which is a bit sketchy at first. But now, there's nice progressive brake feel, unlike from before. I'm so happy they Chevrolet Philippines addressed this already. And going here over a rough patch, yeah, there's a little bit of tire noise that is present, but it's not too bad. There, then here the tire noise of it is not, as I said, it's not too bad. And also what I like with this tracker, the handling. Yes, it may be an EPS system throughout the lineup, but there's still nice weight to it. It's not too light. And then we put in L mode. That's actually your manual mode, which is weird. And then let's try manual mode. Let's floor it. That is not bad. This will not automatically upshift, by the way. There, see? But it sounds good for a turbocharged 3-cylinder engine. Like it's most of its competition. You can hear the engine a lot, but the NVH is not the best, but it's still decent. And going over humps and bumps is not too bad. So put in D mode, yes, I admit the 6-speed automatic transmission is just a little bit sluggish, but when you get going, like actually the turbocharged engine feels a little bit old school. It's like there's lag and then suddenly gives you all the boost in the world. There's body lean. It's a subcompact crossover. It's not meant to be a sports car, but you can make it act like one if you want. And yeah, it's alright. And going here a little bit, the twisty part. There's nice weight to the steering wheel. Actually, it's a bit fun to throw around. Yeah, the turbocharged engine, yeah, it might be a bit too sudden for some. This is one of the few compact crossovers I've tried that actually kind of skidded its tires. Even my camera fell down. And yeah, again, going back to the tire noise, going over here in a rough patch in a bit. There is, but it's not too much. And then the ride, yes, you can feel the suspension is a little bit firm, but it's no means an uncomfortable car. It's still alright. And then here's the rough part of the test route. Yeah, you can hear the tire noise ever so slightly, but it ain't bad. Yeah, also in manual mode, actually the downshift is fast. It's actually the upshift that's just a little bit slow. And this sounds great for a 3-cylinder engine. This is also characteristic with 3-cylinder engines. They sound great and they shudder a bit. But this one, surprisingly, does not shudder a lot. Let's go a bit faster paces. A bit. Yeah, see, at like a half a second delay when you shift up. But this is great. Yeah, the brakes is still a bit weird, but at least it's improved from before. Also, the most common complaint with this Chevrolet Tracker, I mean, I don't mind it because I don't look for it, but I admit there's no cruise control for this price point. That's a little bit annoying for some, but for me, I don't mind because I don't use cruise control anyways. Just driving it here around the city, this Tracker, it's alright. If I'm the one who won this McDonald's promo last October, they were giving away a Chevrolet Tracker, I would have kept it. This car, I would have kept it. It kind of suits all my needs for a subcompact crossover. It's turbocharged, it's punchy enough, it's fast enough, NVH is great, handles great as well. It's not the fastest in its class, but it's fast enough. I'm very impressed with this. You notice there's a little bit more jitter than usual if you're driving it a bit faster, but in a more slow and composed manner. Yeah, it's fine. Not sure if there's much turbo lag because the throttle response of this is actually excellent. Probably one of, it's not the best, but one of the best, I must say. It's so good. This engine is so punchy. I love it. Yeah, it's not made most powerful in its class. Only is what, like 116 horsepower, 175 Newton meters of torque. But it's plenty fun enough for me. Yeah, I would have kept it if I won that McDo promo. Speaking of price right now, this LT Redline costs around, excuse me, I don't memorize the price, 1,242,000 pesos. And then for the LS variant in the showroom, it's 1,142,000 pesos. Yes, this LT Redline might be a little bit too steep for some. However, there are discounts here right now. I'm not sure if it's every dealership of Chevrolet here in the Philippines, but here in Chevrolet EDSA Centris, there's 40k discount for this, and there's a 100,000 pesos discount for the LS variant. Now with that price, for the discounted price, it's a steal. And now it's priced properly with competition. If you want something different, I would definitely consider this. This engine alone, it's just so good. And then downshift, it's not bad. It's so good. Yeah, the brakes are a little bit weird, but as I said, it's better than before. Just a bit lower than usual, like unlike some of its competition, but it's just not like the spongy air from like what, few months ago. That at least now it's been addressed. And you're just driving it here in the city, just slow speeds. Well, with my driving, I'm always heavy-footed as usual. The fuel economy, I've been averaging 15 liters, or 14.9 liters per 100 kilometers. I know that's good. I mean, that's like on par with the competition. Despite somewhat lack of tech, so on and so forth, it's still fuel efficient and plenty fast enough. If you're considering this, go ahead right and buy this. I would definitely kept it if I won that McDo promo. Against the competition, would I buy one myself? With these discounts, yes. I admit that price might be a bit too steep, but the LS variant will actually be alright for me. Yes, you don't have the panoramic sunroof, so on and so forth, but the tech is all there now, so I don't mind it. So, let's throw it one more time. Hold on, after this corner. So I would like to thank Chevrolet EDSA Centris, Miss Hazel, Sir Jojo, Miss Liza. Their contact details will be in the description down below. So I would like to thank them for allowing me to review the entire Chevrolet Tracker lineup. So hope you guys like it, subscribe, and I will see you with more future car reviews. Bye bye.